Welcome back. The State College of Florida may soon face major restrictions. The school is one of dozens statewide that could be forced to limit how many students they allow into certain programs. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick has some details on the possible changes and when it comes to those four-year degrees.
I don't see it as fair.
Students at the State College of Florida question the motive behind Senate Bill 374.
I mean, what's the point of the whole academic process anyway? Isn't it to educate?
A push from lawmakers to limit how many students community colleges can enroll in their four-year bachelor's programs.
I think if a person wants to come to a school like SCF and get their degree, a four-year degree, they should be able to.
It's something that has school officials pushing back.
We don't want to see anything put in place that would limit our ability to provide higher educational opportunities for our community.
Brian Thomas, SCF's assistant to the president, says right now the college has 5.7% of its nearly 10,000 student population enrolled in bachelor's programs.
It's still a small subset of what we do. Our concern isn't so much for where we are today, it's for the opportunities in the future.
More than half of those students in the four-year program are going to school for nursing.
And if you talk to our hospital partners, they'll tell you they want more nurses with bachelor's degrees.
Thomas says besides SCF, the closest nursing program is in Tampa, and that may be where nursing students are forced to go down the road if the bill is passed and if SCF's programs fill up.
That was ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick reporting. This bill on the Senate committee's agenda for Wednesday. It's still early in the process. University officials are hopeful that some amendments will be made to take away that 8% cap. Governor Rick Scott and Republican state lawmakers frequently complain about government spending, but it turns out they are spending hundreds of millions of your dollars on their legal fees. An investigation by the Associated Press finds since Governor Scott took office in 2011, his administration and the state legislature, they have paid private attorneys more than $237 million to advance and defend their agendas. Florida taxpayers are the ones stuck paying for those fees. According to the AP, no one in state government tracks the spending, including Attorney General Pam Bondi. Wiretapping and health care dominating talks in Washington today. It's been more than a week since President Trump made striking claims that President Obama ordered his phones to be tapped. It's also the day the Congressional Budget Office is set to reveal its report on the GOP's controversial health care bill. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more.
Today, President Trump is knocking Obamacare again.
17 will be the worst year. And I said it once, I'll say it again, because Obama's gone.
The president holding a listening session with a group who have had bad experiences with the Affordable Care Act. Trump says health care is going to get better because of the GOP's replacement plan.
We're going to be working to unleash the power of the private marketplace to let insurers come in and compete for your business. And you'll see rates go down, 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 and you'll see plans go up, up, up.
The big report from the Congressional Budget Office, a nonpartisan federal agency forecasting the bill's consequences, is expected to detail how many people will lose their coverage, as well as how much it will all cost. The White House is already downplaying the CBO's report.
The last time they did this, they were wildly off, and the number keeps declining.
But there's another highly anticipated report expected today. Proof to back up Trump's bombshell claims that President Obama had Trump Tower wiretapped. Top lawmakers on the House Intelligence Committee have given the Justice Department until today to do just that. The White House offering another explanation for the president's tweet.
He doesn't really think that President Obama went up and tapped his phone personally. I think the president used the word wiretap in quotes to mean broadly surveillance and other activities during that.
This is the first time the White House has offered some sort of explanation as to what the president meant when sending those tweets. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
And late this afternoon, the Congressional Budget Office released its analysis on the new health care plan. It projects that 14 million people would lose coverage next year under the House bill dismantling former President Obama's health care law. The report also says there would be 24 million more people uninsured by 2026 than under the current law. New developments tonight involving a Tampa mother of 5 who authorities say was kidnapped by her estranged husband. The woman missing, Elisa Summers, Summers has been found alive in Ruskin near Tampa this morning. Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputies say Summers' mother told them that she is safe and not harmed. Investigators say witnesses saw a woman whose hands were tied behind her back being forced into her SUV outside of a Tampa pharmacy on Saturday night. The witnesses say the woman was screaming. In a statement, deputies say that Summers didn't return home after going to visit Tremor Stephen Summers to talk about their marriage. They are separated and have restraining orders against each other. A follow-up now on the Alaska man accused of going on a shooting rampage inside of a Florida airport. Lawyers for Esteban Santiago say he is mentally ill but is competent to stand trial. The attorneys say Santiago has been diagnosed with schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder, but he is taking medication and is able to understand legal issues and can communicate clearly. Santiago is accused of opening fire inside the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. This was on January 6th, killing 5 people and wounding 6 others. His trial is set to begin in October. Sarasota Police Chief Bernadette DePino's newest initiative is now in effect. But now the chief's switch from 2-man to 1-man patrol cars are the subject of a heated debate. DePino says under a new collective bargaining agreement, it gives her management rights to change deployment, specifically in 2 sections of the city. That includes Newtown. She says the new strategy will keep officers and the community safe. But many people opposing this initiative don't see it that way.
I mean, officers are human, and as a human being myself, which we all are, that's going to increase anxiety, like I said. And to me, that's going to increase the likelihood of mistakes, reflexive, knee-jerk decision-making, which is therefore detrimental to the public and its safety.
Coming up on our ABC 7 at 7 newscast, more on why Sarasota's police chief has made this change. But first, we'll head over to our weather center and get a check with Wendy to see what we have in store as far as some rain on the way. Wendy?
Oh, it's right there. It is just on our doorstep. We've been getting some lighter showers that have been affecting the coastline, but you can see the heavier bands of rain that are located out here in the Gulf of Mexico. They haven't made their way onshore yet, but we are targeted to get those showers. So we're going to be seeing some isolated thunderstorms embedded in this broader band of rain out here. And you'll see that most of the heavier stuff is moving on up towards the north of us. But we are still looking at this area showing signs of coming right on in, and we should start to see some of these showers here within the hour to an hour and a half. It'll be coming on through the region. Right now we are getting some light spotty rains, but nothing heavy, not yet. We'll talk about what's to come in just a few minutes. Haley.
Thank you, Wendy. A new building going up in downtown Venice is causing some concern, partly because the city would lose more parking spaces to make way for this new structure. And that does not sit well with some residents and businesses along this busy stretch of Venice Avenue. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley is joining us live from Venice with what's being built. Christopher.
Good evening, Haley. Much of the parking here in this parking lot right here could be lost if this new 2-story office building rises from the ground. The skyline along Venice Avenue will soon be changing as plans for a new building get underway.
It's an about 11,000 square foot retail and office building. Retail on the ground floor and office on the second.
Mark Beebe of Beebe Design Studio has been working on the project for a year now. Only last week did the Venice Planning Commission give it the green light.
It just continues the John Nolan architectural style, which is very important to the city of Venice.
That keeping to tradition offered a bit of a challenge for Beebe and his team, a challenge almost no other individual building in downtown has.
The challenge for us was to develop a building that would be visible on 4 sides.
But there is a problem on the horizon. With the construction of this new building, the downtown area will lose much needed parking. 20 parking spaces will be removed, something Venice resident Don O'Connell worries about.
Might be concerned when the parking between the post office and the Bank of America disappears.
About 15 parking spaces should be left over. But the parking situation could change even more if, right next door, the post office is removed in lieu of a new hotel or retail space. The idea has been tossed around for years. Venice's mayor says the post office's vice president in Washington is open to the idea.
There is some new information that I'll discuss with council, and from that new information, it'll be up to them to decide.
We see it as the next project that will happen on the block. We see it as a huge benefit to the community.
And a huge benefit for Beebe's new building. He bets a new retail or hotel building next door would draw more people into the shops on the ground floor. The last hurdle to cross here is the Certificate of Architectural Compliance. If that's granted, construction on this new building could begin within only a few months. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Christopher. Visitors on St. Armand's Circle in Sarasota may overhear lights, camera action while shopping today. A production crew is filming scenes on the Circle today for a new TNT show called Claws. The dark comedy series follows 5 actors who are playing manicurists at a Manatee County nail salon. The series is being shot mostly in New Orleans, but producers wanted some Florida beauty shots, so they're here on the Suncoast today.
We were looking for some fabulous Florida locations, and Sarasota had what we wanted, and I mean, it's beautiful. It looks like Florida, so we're here.
I was quite surprised because it is spring break and kind of busy down here for them to take up a couple blocks here in Sarasota to do the, filming, but it does give us some press for people to come down and visit us.
The show Claws is expected to begin airing this summer, but an exact date has not yet been announced. And still to come on your Suncoast News, one less flight option to Cuba, why a Florida-based airline will no longer offer service to the island nation. Plus another chance to move through airport security a little quicker. Details on when you can sign up for TSA's pre-check program.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
It's the season of savings right now during the spring clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or stop by today and drive away in a 2017 Jeep Cherokee for just $18,999. And for a limited time, get America's best value, a new Dodge Journey for as little as $16,599. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner. After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
In town? On the town, The Mark offers landmark living in the center of everything you love about Sarasota. Priced from the 700s, spacious residences and elevated club-level amenities create a private oasis in the sky. Promenade shopping and dining put the best of downtown downstairs. Sales gallery open daily at the corner of Pineapple and State Street just south of Main. The Mark, Sarasota. Presented by Coulter.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
An extra challenging Monday, with most of us still adjusting to the start of daylight savings time. But the change can bring more than just being tired. Kim Hutcherson explains in today's Health Minute.
Daylight saving time is supposed to allow us to enjoy more light during long summer days. But the change in sleep patterns can do more than leave you tired and grumpy. It can have real health effects. A 2016 study conducted in Finland found that the overall rate for strokes was 8% higher in the 2 days after daylight saving time began. Researchers compared the stroke rates between more than 3,000 people hospitalized the week after the daylight saving time shift to stroke rates in more than 11,000 people hospitalized 2 weeks before or after the week of transition. In addition to finding that the overall rate of stroke was higher, researchers also found that cancer patients were 25% more likely to have a stroke just after the daylight saving time switch, and people older than 65 were 20% more likely to have a stroke. A 2012 study from the University of Alabama, Birmingham, found that the Monday and Tuesday after daylight saving time in the spring have been associated with a 10% increase in heart attacks. Experts say you can mitigate the effects by shifting your sleep gradually over several days and by taking advantage of the extra light to reset your internal clock. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Now we'll head over to Wendy and get a check on our forecast.
Well, I'm going to take you outside because you can see those gray skies out there, but so far not a whole lot in the way of rainfall. However, some places are getting some light rains right now. Anna Maria, Holmes Beach, you're getting the rain, Longboat Key, and parts of northwestern Bradenton, Manatee County getting those showers at this point. But we are going to be getting the rain. It's just offshore, and it's going to be moving on through here. You can see the heavier showers are located out in the Gulf of Mexico still, and we are going to get these showers. They're moving towards the northeast, so you know we're going to get them. We've got an 80% chance of rain, and we should see them coming on shore really very soon. So throughout the day, we've been getting some spotty rains, and then we've had periods of very light activity and mostly cloudy skies, but in the last hour or so we've started to see a lot more developing right here around the mouth of Tampa Bay and affecting portions of Manatee County. So that's what we're getting right now, and because we're expecting to see the rain lasting all the way through the overnight time periods, we are expecting to see anywhere from maybe ½ an inch of rain to a full inch of rain. The heavier showers will be to our north, and down to the south we'll see some lighter chances of rain. And as far as severe weather is concerned, we're really not expecting any to come on through. We may get a shower and thunderstorm, isolated thunderstorm with the rains that are out there, but we are not expecting to see anything severe today. So what we're looking at is we've had the heaviest rains that have been taking place over the northern part of the state, and then we've been getting these spotty showers that have been moving on in, but as the night progresses, we're going to see those showers lasting all the way through the early morning period, the overnight time period, and into tomorrow morning. By 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, things are going to be clearing out. The cold front, low pressure system that's bringing us all of this wet weather is going to be moving away from the state, and we're going to be left with some gorgeous conditions beginning on Tuesday, throughout the day, Wednesday as well. We're also going to be seeing very quiet winds right now. Most of the winds are fairly calm at this point, but we're going to call it the calm before the storm, because we are going to start to see those winds gusting beginning tomorrow. We'll get wind gusts of up to 25 miles per hour in some places, and that will continue through Wednesday as this cold front comes through, and it's going to be ushering in some much colder weather. But right now it's 73 degrees. We're looking at dew points at 60 degrees, and humidity is moderate as well. Winds are calm for now, but we've got this 1-2 punch that's going to be developing. That low pressure system will be moving out into the Atlantic. That's the nor'easter we've been talking about, which will create all the problems they're going to be seeing across the northeastern part of the country and the Midwestern or the Middle Atlantic coastal states. Then we get the secondary front coming on through, and that cold weather is going to be on top of us starting Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's going to continue. So we've got the showers and the possible thunderstorms through Tuesday morning, cooler weather moving on in, and then warmer weather just in time for the weekend. So you know it's not going to last too long. If you don't like the cold, don't worry, it won't last there very long. Small craft advisories will be in effect with those winds out of the northwest tomorrow at 20 knots. Seas 3 to 5 feet, and it will be choppy out on the bay and inland waters. Haley?
Thank you, Wendy. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No accidents right now, but I-75 is backed up in the northbound lanes near Fruitville Road. Delta Airlines is announcing another flight out of Tampa International Airport. Delta will soon offer daily, year-round nonstop flights from Tampa to Salt Lake City. The service will begin on December 21st, and tickets are already available. The new flights are projected to generate more than $16 million in economic impact to the Tampa Bay area. You can no longer book a Silver Airways flight to Cuba. The Florida-based airline says it is dropping service to Cuba because larger airlines are oversupplying the new market and is not profitable enough for the company to keep flying there. Silver began offering flights to Cuba from Fort Lauderdale in October. Several of the destinations are also served by major carriers such as American Airlines. If you don't like waiting in long lines at the airport, speaking of, here is your chance to get through security quicker. TSA is offering another opportunity to sign up for the pre-check enrollment program at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport. You can pay $85 and go through a shorter line. You don't have to take off your shoes, your belt, or remove your laptop. This lasts for 5 years once you pay that $85 fee. The sign up is taking place now through Friday at SRQ Airport. Usually you have to travel to either Port Manatee or Tampa International, so take advantage of that here. Entertainment news is next.
The human spirit's capacity to defy the odds, to push the envelope, is boundless.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less, featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You've got to see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500, starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
The human spirit's capacity to defy the odds, to push the envelope, is boundless.
Criss Angel is blaming poor eating choices and lack of sleep for an onstage mishap that sent him to the hospital. The magician was attempting a trick at his Las Vegas show on Friday, where he tries to escape from a straitjacket while hanging upside down. During the act, Angel lost consciousness and was lowered to the stage while the crowd watched. Angel says it was the first time he lost consciousness during a show, and that he hasn't been eating properly. He also has been only sleeping 2 hours a night. He says he wasn't hydrated enough either. Angel returned to the stage the next day and successfully completed the trick. Supermodel Tyra Banks has a new TV gig. The Emmy winner will be hosting the 12th season of the show America's Got Talent. NBC says Banks will join the competition series alongside returning judges Simon Cowell, Mel B, Heidi Klum, and Howie Mandel. Banks will be taking over hosting duties from Nick Cannon, who left the show earlier this year after 8 years in the post. Episodes will be aired live this summer from the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. A wildly popular British singer will guest star the upcoming series Game of Thrones. The show's producers made the announcement that Ed Sheeran will make an appearance. The producer of the show says they've been trying to get the 26-year-old a spot on the show for years to surprise one of the cast members, Maisie Williams, who plays one of the characters on the HBO fantasy drama. The 7th season of Game of Thrones premieres on July 16th, and I know a lot of people are counting down to that day. The private secretary to the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge is stepping down, which means there's a job opening to work in the British royal household. According to a statement from Kensington Palace, longtime aide Rebecca Deacon will be leaving the royal household this summer. Royal job openings have been posted in the past to the public, so apply. Very exciting. We'll be right back.
Car experts and customers agree. There's a whole lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru was named the 2016 Best Overall Brand, Most Trusted, and Best Performance Brand by Kelley Blue Book. And ALG named Subaru its top mainstream brand for residual value for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month or get 0% financing during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Join us for Sarasota Opera's 2017 Winter Festival, opening February 11th. Featuring Puccini's most famous opera, Madame Butterfly, Rossini's delightful comedy, The Italian Girl in Algiers, Poulenc's heartbreaking Dialogues of the Carmelites, and the medieval thriller The Love of Three Kings by Italo Montemezzi. Tickets are on sale now. Call 941-328-1300 or visit sarasotaopera.org.